start off first, a cantaloupe. Then I also got 2 apples for at work. Lemon, because lemon's always good to have, but I still had some, so I only bought 1. Then 2 onions to make caramelized onion pasta. A red onion to pickle. I got a bell pepper. 2 avocados because I want to make summer rolls and I want to make tacos. Then I bought 2 super cutesy zucchinis. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use these for yet because I was going to put them with the caramelized pasta, but I have spinach that I need to eat. Maybe I'll just do both. I'm not sure yet. Then cucumber, because cucumber is just nice with anything. Dill, beautiful plums, and then I also got 4 mushrooms. I got cashews, because they're just good to snack on, but also in like Asian noodle salads or like, honestly, a lot of stuff. They're just really nice to have, either sweet or savory. So these I just like to have in the pantry. And then last but not least, bread. I got this beautiful loaf. I also got flowers. This time, let me show you. So yeah, I learned that sunflowers are called tournesol, which means turn in the sun, basically, which I think is really cute. Now that I've shown you what I've got, I'm gonna wash everything and then put it in the fridge. I only like recently learned that if you put like herbs like this in water, they just last a lot longer, because all my herbs were like dying within like 2-3 days. I bought coriander last week and it still looks really good, so I'm gonna do the same for the dill. I'm gonna pick out the bits that are a bit like meh and then refill them with clean water, and then I need to see if I have another jar that I could put the dill in. And then you cover it with like a plastic wrapper, like something to cover it to keep it fresh, I think. I'm not really sure what that does, but I just did it because the internet told me to, so I'm just gonna try that. Alrighty, I'm gonna do a coriander. It smells so good. Again, not sure if this does anything, but... And then I need to find something in which I can put the dill. I think I'm gonna use this like tall glass. I'm gonna get another little plastic baggie. Now comes the hardest part, fitting everything in the fridge. So usually I make a plan for what I'm gonna eat that week. And that involves looking up recipes, seeing what I'm in the mood for, seeing what I still have left in the fridge. And then I make a list and go to the market so I don't buy a bunch of stuff that I don't need, because every time I'm at the market, I'm like, oh, that looks good, oh, that smells nice. And I'm just so tempted to buy it all. Because the plums are so fragile, I'm gonna put them in a separate thing in the fridge instead of in the crisper. Honestly, what does a crisper do? That's what I've been wondering. I don't know what it does. Does it do anything? Is it just there to make you believe it does anything? Because I honestly don't know. I don't know how it works. It's just a drawer in the fridge. Okay, plums are in here. Safe and sound. Now let's see if we can put things in the fridge. Welcome to my fridge. It's red. I love it. Right now, it's a bit of a mess, so I'm gonna try and tidy a little bit because I have a bunch of stuff and I'm not sure if it's gonna fit. We're gonna start with the herbs because they can just go in the door. Like so. Okay. I'm gonna make lemon cake in a little bit, so I can just take that out. This is all red cabbage. I'm gonna pickle red cabbage, so I'll do that also in a little bit, so I can take that out for now. A few cherry tomatoes. I can probably put that in like a smaller thing. That's a lot better. This is the yogurt that I want to use for the cake. I'm gonna take that out. It's time to make the cake. I've never made this cake before. My cake skills are notoriously bad. I don't know what I do, but I always mess them up. Besides the vanilla cake that I made recently, because that one popped off. I don't know how. It's a yogurt cake, so I'm gonna use a cute pot of yogurt. It's lemon yogurt, but it doesn't really taste a lot like lemon. So I'm gonna add more lemon. Basically, the idea is that you can use the pot for all the ingredients. The recipe that I follow, or that I'm like taking inspiration from, it doesn't mention how long it's gonna go in the oven or at what temperature. So I'm gonna guess based on my past cake experiences, which I probably should not do, but whatever. And say maybe like a 170, 50 minutes to an hour. That's obnoxious. Anyway, a bowl and dump in the yogurt. Okay, I just realized you probably want to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to change the camera angle, but I can't put the yogurt back in. So the yogurt's in the bowl, half a cup of oil, 2 cups of sugar. That's a lot of fucking sugar. We're gonna zest 1 lemon, and I'm using a grater with a little bit of a bigger grit because I like the pieces of lemon in there. Lemon juice, a quick mix, 2 farm fresh eggs, and honestly I think I'm gonna use a whisk right now just to incorporate some air. Now for the dry ingredients. I'm first gonna wash the pot. So 3 cups of flour. That's 1, 2, 3. Baking powder, like that much maybe. And then of course some salt, half a teaspoon. It's a lot of sugar, so you can use some salt. Mix it again. I'm scared I forgot something because that's like a classic for me. Okay. I'm gonna add more lemon juice. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, so it's 10:30 right now. Let's check in at like 11:15. It's mess. So I'm gonna clean and then I'm gonna come back and make the brine for the pickling. Everything's tidy now, and I looked up a recipe because I was pretty sure that the recipe requires equal parts water and vinegar, and I was right. But I wanted to make sure, and I also wanted to check what else was in there, so it's mainly just like sugar, salt, garlic, and pepper. And you can add whatever spices you want. Like mustard seeds or something, I don't know. I've used mustard seeds and dill to pickle cucumber, but honestly it's not the same as like actual, what's the word? Can't think of the word, but okay. So we're not gonna pickle cucumber, we're only gonna pickle red cabbage and red onion, and I'm excited. I just need to see if I have things that I can put them in. This one feels too small for the cabbage, but it feels too big for the onion. Because I have like 3 pots of jam that I'm not eating, but it feels like a waste to throw away, so I also don't want to do that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the cabbage and then see if it fits either in the small one or the big one, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so for this you need either a mandolin, or you can also use a knife, to be honest. Doesn't need to be super fancy. But I'm gonna use a mandolin just because it's easier, faster, and then it also makes sure that every piece of cabbage is the same thickness. I'm gonna peel one outer layer. I'm gonna put it in this jar. Dude, what am I doing with this much cabbage? I still have half a cabbage left, like raw, to do stuff with, as well as this. Crazy. Now it's time for the onion. Take out the skin. Now the question is, do I want to do whole onion rings or half onion rings? I think I'm going to do half because it doesn't really fit on the mandolin. Ta-da! Okay, my eyes are already watering. Okay, I think I'm going to make them a little bit smaller because they feel quite thick. So now we have gorgeous onion rings, or like half onion rings. Okay, you know what? That's actually perfect. Now, to make the brine thing. So, seeing as there is not a lot of space in this, and a bit more space in this, I will probably, I think I'll do 200 milliliters of water, 200 milliliters of vinegar, and then 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, maybe like 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and then some black pepper to taste. That's 200 milliliters. I'm gonna do some hot water, like a heaping tablespoon of sugar, little less than 1/2 tablespoon of salt, And then that's just gonna come to a simmer just so everything can dissolve. I'm trying to think if I want to add mustard seeds. Could be good. What else do I have? Coriander seeds. I don't know about that. I think it could go well with the cabbage, so I think I'm just gonna do a little sprinkling. Something like that. And then I'm gonna keep the onions plain. Oh, garlic. And I'm gonna do 2 small ones. I don't think I'm gonna mince it, I'm just gonna like crush it and put it in there. 2. Alrighty, that's the garlic. Okay, it's almost ready. Update on the cake. It's starting to rise. I'm so excited, it looks good. Alright, I'm gonna call it on the brine. It's not really simmering, but everything's dissolved, so I say that's good enough. And I hope I made enough. I guess we'll see. Okay, I guess we're making more. Time for batch number 2. Honestly, if you slice everything fine enough, in a few hours you can already use it. But it will only get better over time. And it also keeps well for a long while, so I don't have to use it within like a week. I can just keep it in the fridge for, I don't know how long actually, maybe I should look that up. Speaking of fridge, I don't know how I'm gonna fit it in there, because we already saw the debacle with the groceries. So that's a problem for another time, because it first needs to cool down, and then I can put the lid on and store it. Anyway, cake. It's still not done yet, but it's browning, which is good. It's been there for 55 minutes. I think I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out and check and see if it's ready, because that seems like an appropriate time. I'm gonna do the last of the cleanup, and then we're already done. How nice. Morning well spent. Alright, it's been an hour, almost exactly, so I'm gonna take the cake out of the oven because it looks about done. But we're gonna test and see if it's actually done. I have like an old chopstick. Completely clean. Okay, it's done. Nice. I'm gonna let it cool off in the loaf pan, and then after a while transfer it to a wire rack so it can cool completely, and then it's ready to be eaten. So the cake has time to cool down. It is cool enough. I just really want to try it. Okay, that doesn't look too bad, right? So I was scared that it was going to be really oily, because that's what happens often when I make cake. So I'm glad that's not the case. Okay. Yum. It is very much a lemon cake. The lemon is out and proud, I'll just say that. Which I like. I love lemon. You could easily do this with other flavors too, so honestly go wild with what you have. You could do like a spice cake by putting in like cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, whatnot. Just plain vanilla, if you have like good vanilla extract, or maybe even vanilla bean. I think orange could be good. Anyway, this was a success. I'm gonna freeze another portion of this because I'm by myself, I don't have friends, I don't have anyone to share it with, but I would love some cake later. So like in maybe a few weeks I can just like take some out when I'm on cake, and then I have fresh cake. Well, not fresh, but like it still tastes just as good. Like it freezes really well, so success. I'm gonna give you an update on the pickling as well, because it looks really pretty. Okay, so first of all, cake. It's honestly quite like light and fluffy, which is nice. And then here we have the pickled cabbage and the pickled onion. I'm actually gonna put this by the window so you can like actually see the bright color of it. It's very vibrant. So in theory you could already eat this. It has like soaked in the flavors a little bit, but for more flavor you would ideally keep it in there for a few more hours. Cake and pickled vegetables. So that was today's adventure. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you want to see more. Maybe a recipe I can cook, or me sewing, or just walking around, doing whatever. Honestly, I don't walk around that much, so maybe not that. But maybe something else. I don't know. Okay, so right now this kind of like helps me satiate that like creative need that I need to fulfill. So that's nice. And then it also helps that I have a good reason to talk and chat without having any friends. So thanks for that. Thanks for listening. Alright, bye!